This video is about Piggy and Michelle, 48 and 46, and they've got no children, but they'd like to adopt two kids, somewhere between the ages of 5 and 10. And although they want to adopt, they just want to check and make sure that financially it also makes sense. So let's go ahead and let's take a look. Here we can see this is their current net worth, and it's growing over time. If we look at their cash flow, we can see they've got surplus cash of about $45,000 a year. So this is money that they're not spending, and then of course when they retire at age 60, there's no money coming in, so they're a bit short here, and then again we've got a surplus here. And then if we look at their income assets, so their RRSPs and things, we can see that right now they've got about around $700,000. That's growing over time, and so everything looks good. Now, one thing I find with couples is sometimes they say they've got extra cash coming in, but in reality they don't. They just don't know where that money is going. So let me make a change and see what happens if we're spending that money. So I'm just going to go here to their general expenses. I'm going to click on spend all excess cash. And there we go. And you can see now that they've got no extra savings. They're spending everything. And if we look at their income assets, everything looks good and they're fine. So now let's go ahead and let's add a couple of children. So here you can see I've added two children, and I've just assumed that each child is going to cost about an extra $10,000 a year until they go to university, and then I've dropped that down to about $5,000. But I have, as you can see, I've added university, so each child's going to go to university, about $15,000 a year, and yeah, I'm assuming the son and daughter may help to cover some of those costs also. But when we do that, we can see here their income assets, so their investments and things, everything still looks good. But again, I've also assumed that they still have a little bit extra in savings. So let's go ahead and do what we did the last time and just have them spend all that money. And again, it's just a matter of going into here and just clicking on spend all excess cash. Okay, so we spend excess cash, so we can see here there's no savings, but we see at retirement there is a shortfall. So if we go back here, we can see that's showing up in the green here. So we're going to need to sell some of these investments. So let's go in and go to assets. I'm just going to withdraw from the non-registered account first, and then from the RRSP. Okay, so now we've drawn down a little bit on the RRSPs and the non-registered accounts, and so these are the investments over time. If we look at their cash flow, cash flow is always positive all the way through. And if we look at their net worth is strong. Now remember, they've got their home in here, or the condominium, an investment property, and vacation property. So everything looks good. Financially, they could support the two children if it fits their lifestyle.